This lesson is factor special cases. Here we have difference of square, and this is difference of square looks like a square minus b square equal a minus b, a plus b. Be careful, if I have a square minus b square, then I can factor 1 minus and 1 plus. One more time, if I have a square minus b square, then I can factor a minus b, a plus b. Okay, so be very careful of that. Here I have 3 examples. X squared minus 25. I have 2 x's, and then 25 is 5 times 5. Since the minus is in the middle, I can write it at x minus 5 and x plus 5. One more time. X squared minus 25. There are 2 x's. 25 is 5 times 5. In the middle, there's a minus. So I can rewrite it as x minus 5, x plus 5. Exactly as our formula up here. Okay, so be very careful. Again, this is called difference of square. Here I have another example. 4x squared minus 25. We know that 4 is 2, and I have another x. Here, same thing. I have 2x, so 2x and 2x. I can break this up into 2x and 2x because 2x times 2x gives me 4x squared. 25, again, it is 5 times 5. So break this up into 2 parts. You have 2x, 2x, and then same thing here. 2 parts, 5 times 5 is 25. And since the middle has a minus, I can write it as 2x minus 5 and then 2x plus 5. So be very careful, okay? Next, here's another example of difference of square. However, you have to factor out the 3 first so that it could be difference of square, because this 3 is considered an extra 3. How come here is not extra? Because this can be broken up evenly. This 3 you cannot break up in evenly, so that's why it is an extra. One more time. This is an extra, so we have to take the extra out. However, over here, why can't this 4 be an extra? Because this 4 can be broken up into 2 equal parts. This 3 cannot be broken up into 2 parts, equal parts. So that's why this is extra. So take this 3 out and then divide this by 27 divided by 3. So that gives me the 9. Okay, so be very careful. Again, this 3 is an extra, so we have to take the extra out. However, this 4 over here, how come I didn't take a 4 out? Because this 4 can be broken up into 2 equal parts. Okay, so be very careful. So I take the 3 out and then also divide by 3 from here, so that gives me 9. Now I have x squared minus 9. There's 2x and there's 2 3's. So broke it up into x minus 3 and then x plus 3. Okay, so 3 examples of difference of square, which is a squared minus b squared. And be very careful, this only works if I have a minus in the middle. So I can rewrite it as a minus b, a plus b. Okay. Next, I have very similar, but instead of difference, we have sum of square. And sum of square is a squared plus b squared. There are 3 ways to do it, but we're going to use the last one because it's easier. Okay, so one more time. This is sum of square, a squared plus b squared. There are 3 ways to factor this, but we'll use the last one because it's easier. Okay, so here I have an example. X to the 4th minus 81. This x to the 4th can be broken up evenly as x squared and another x squared. 81 is 9 times 9, which is 81. since I have a minus here, this minus, I will use the top formula, which is difference of square. Because this is a minus, I will use this formula here. Okay, so x squared minus 9, x squared plus 9. Okay, next, this can be broken down further or factor further. X squared, I have xx, 9 is 3 times 3. Okay, again, there's a minus here, so I can rewrite it as x minus 3, x plus 3. Okay, one more time, because this is a minus, I can write it as x minus 3 and then x plus 3. Okay, however, here I have a plus, so based on the sum of square, a squared plus b squared, I'm going to use the bottom formula because it's easier. Okay, but be careful, we have to include the I. Okay, so same thing, x and be broken up into 2x, this x squared, xx, 9, which is 3 times 3. This is a plus, so very similar to the other one up here, very similar to this one right here, but we have to include the I. Okay, so x minus 3 I, x plus 3i. So very similar, we just gotta include the I. One more time, difference of square and sum of square. If we use the bottom formula, it is very similar. As you can see, a minus b, a plus b. Same thing here, a minus b, a plus b. The only difference is that with sum of square, we have to include the I. Okay, so one more time. This right here is x minus 3, x plus 3. Same thing here, same, x minus 3, but make sure you include the I. And then x plus 3, include the I. Okay, so as you can see, this is a minus, you're still using minus plus. This is a plus, you're still using minus plus, but make sure if this is a plus, you must include the I. And what is I? I is square root negative 1. Okay, so I is square root negative 1. Now if you square the I, it will become negative 1. Okay, so again, what is I? I is square root negative 1. But if we square this I square, it will become minus 1. Okay, so be very careful. Again, difference of square and sum of square. If you look at the formula here and also this one, it is the same format. The only difference is when it comes to sum of square, make sure you include the I. Okay, so one more time, difference of square, sum of square. It is the formula is very similar. The only difference is that sum of square, you must include the I. Make sure you include the I. Okay, so going back to the last example, right here, this is a minus, so I can do minus plus. Same thing here, this is a minus, I can do minus plus. This is a plus, I can still do minus plus. However, because this is a plus, you must put the I in for both. Okay, so be very careful. And what is I? I is square root negative 1. Okay, again, difference of square, we use this formula. Sum of square, you can use any of these formula, but we will use the last one because it is very similar to the difference of square. The only difference is that make sure you put the I in. Okay, as you can see, difference of square, there is no I. Sum of square, there is an I. So make sure you put the I in. Okay, so be very careful. The difference between difference of square and sum of square. Just like I have here in this example, the last example here. Okay, so be very careful. Again, x to the fourth can be broken up into x squared, 81, which is 9 times 9. Since that's a minus, I can do x squared minus 9, x squared plus 9. So be very careful. Now, since this is a minus, you can still break down further. X minus 3, x plus 3. Same thing here. There are two x, there are two 3's. However, because this is a plus, make sure you include the I for both. Okay? So be very careful.